Have you ever had the realization that there is something that you didn't know that you didn't know? I'm Dr. Cynthia Phelps, and this is 6 Stories in 6 Days, and this is story number 5. This story happened to me while I was in teacher training to learn about mindful self-compassion and to be certified to teach it to others. At this point in my journey, I had discovered the joy of self-compassion and realized that it was the thing that was going to save me and make my life better. And I wanted to be able to share this with other people, particularly people struggling like I had been with alcohol or substances or some kind of behavior. And so it was pretty far along. I was pretty far along in my teacher training at this point. It was one of the last classes, and I was kicked back in the back row, thinking I had it going on. I thought I knew everything there was to know about self-compassion. I had read all the research articles. I had read the seminal book at the time. I was like, okay, let's get this over with. I want to start teaching this stuff. And that's when the instructor started to tell a story about a time when she was struggling, and she all of a sudden modeled her inner voice for us. And it sounded something like, "Oh, darling, I'm so sorry you're having to go through this. This is so difficult." And I remember my mind was like blown, because I never talked to myself like that. And in fact, if you could lift my head up and peek inside, it was nothing but harsh and cruel and shaming voices that I had to use with myself. When I heard her model this inner voice that was so kind and sweet and nurturing, immediately in my mind, I pictured the grandmother. Not my grandmother, but everybody's best qualities of their grandmother rolled into one avatar grandmother. And that was the birth of the Inner Allies, which is a cast of characters that I use in my system for inner compassion to help you thrive in life. The Inner Allies are a key component of the course that I'm going to be teaching in January, called The Gentle Path to Change. Because it turns out our ability to not only be able to change our behaviors, but to make it stick for the long term has a great deal to do with how we relate to ourselves on the inside. If you are looking to make a big change in your life for 2024, don't go it alone. I've created a community that is going to be going through a gentle, methodical process for behavior change, so that you can use the best science of behavior change combined with the power of mindfulness and self-compassion. I sure would love for you to join us. We're going to get started January 11th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So don't hesitate. If you think 2024 is your year to change, then check out innerally.com and click on Release the Habit.